Hello everyone, it's me, Tanger. So, the slate I'm going to create today is of my sister. She's pregnant, and her baby girl. So she's pregnant with her second child. So, I have already prepped my cardstock with clear gesso. So what I do is I prep a whole bunch, and then I just store them in between paper pads so that they stay nice and flat. So right now I'm just taking some Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, and I believe crushed grape? I'm not sure. But so I'm just using a bottle cap and painting around it and creating these rings. And so I just go ahead and splatter a little bit with the color. So I just like to use things that I have already. So I went around the house, looked for some circle shapes that were different in size. I found the perfect one, and it happened to be my baby's bottle cap. So it's a nice dome shape too. And we probably have a million of those, so one going to crafts is not going to hurt. So here I am, just randomly creating circles, doing some splatters with this beautiful purple color. And then I always wipe off my surface. That's just a piece of acetate that I put my paint on. And here's another one. It's a jar of baby food. Another perfect circle. And that one is Seedless Preserves by Tim Holtz. And that's just another Distress Oxide ink. When I started to blend it with some water, it started to look like the previous purple that I had put down. So then what I did was I added a little bit of the Prima Art Philosophy watercolor ink in the color Diva, just a drop of that, just to make it a little bit deeper. There you go. And I just did the same thing. So I went ahead and dropped my little jar down and then splashed it down. Just some random circles here and there. I knew that I wanted these colors because my sister and my niece's dresses were, roughly around this color, but I mean, it was just so beautiful that the photo that was taken there that I wanted something to bring it out more. So here I'm just going to go ahead and spray some Distress Oxide spray in, excuse me, the color Cracked Pistachio. That's one of my favorite colors. So I'm protecting my surface, so I just go ahead and spray in a box. I take the sprout and I make some splashes here and there. And then I go ahead and let it dry. But I use my heat gun a lot, and I use my heat gun to dry it up. So now that it's dry, I'm going to go ahead and use some of Vicki Boutin's Gold Creative FX Gel. I've never used it before, so this was my actual first time playing with it when I made this layout. I have the iridescent, and it's super beautiful, so this one was new. That star stencil I got, I believe in Michael's or something like that. I'm not really sure. I've had it for a long time. I never really had a use for stencils, but I used to just buy them just because, but now I love them. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my palette knife and spread that Gold Creative Effects down, just to add a little bit of texture. It's a gel, so it's not rough. It's pretty smooth. So it's just spreading it along, doing some random patterns with the stars. Yeah, I love the stencil. I forgot that I had it, but I knew that I had a star stencil, but I thought it was bigger. But I'm so glad I found the stencil again, because yep, I'm going to be using it a lot because it's just so whimsical. They're nice and small. So I'm just going to go down the center of the page, kind of where I put the circles down and where I sprayed that green mist spray. And then I put some up towards the side because I'm not sure where I want to put the picture, but I'm believing that I probably want to put it on the right. So then I put some of the gold stars towards the left. And I'm just spreading it. This stuff is so smooth. A little bit goes a long way. I actually got the gold, rose gold and iridescent in a 3-pack on Home Shopping Network. That was the first time I bought it. Anything from that place. It was just advertised, and I was like, oh, this is cute. I need all 3, so I decided to purchase it. So here I am. I'm just thinking about how I'm going to create the layers. I first started with these Maggie Holmes gold leaves and this Maggie Holmes bloom pack. I mean, this pack of ephemera is so beautiful. I've used it in a lot of my layouts because there's just so many, and I actually bought 2 on accident, but I'm actually glad that I bought 2 because I love them so much. Look at these beautiful flowers. They're really big though, and I only had 1 picture on there, and so I didn't want to take away from the story and from the picture because I had to crop the picture, and you can only see a little bit of my niece, but she's holding her mom's hands. So I wanted to capture that, and I didn't want to hide it with any of the flowers. So then, I mean, these flowers are beautiful, but I ended up not using them on the layout. But, you know, I'm just thinking that I'm going to use them, but I really don't use them. I use something else, but flowers and big flowers and layers are an easy way to fill up the white space of your pages. So I'm thinking that I'm going to use a beautiful purple rose, and then I take out the Paige Evans Horizon collection and decided to use that instead. So I'm like, oh, I actually have smaller flowers, which is something that I wanted because I wanted kind of to be like pixie style and whimsical like. So I decided that, oh, I'm just going to use all of these little tiny flowers because I wasn't going to use them for anything else. They're just little stems with flowers on it. They're really cute. So I decided that maybe the gold leaves were a little bit too much, and that I would just use smaller flowers because I didn't want to take away from my niece and her mom. Because it's just 1 photo. If I were to do a double photo layout, maybe I would use the bigger ones, but I only had 1 picture, and I wanted to keep it more simple and more centralized. So here I am. I'm just going to go ahead and back the photo with some plain white cardstock. That's just my thing. I like to use plain white cardstock so I can bring forth the picture. And so sometimes I use lots of layers, but I knew that I was going to add a lot of flowers and stuff around the picture, so I decided not to use a lot of layers. So some basic white cardstock behind the photo is what I did. So you see me take away the photo, and it's kind of a standstill. It's because my cutter is towards the right and it's out of frame, but whatever. So I just used my Tim Holtz Distress tool there, and I just distressed the sides, and I was thinking maybe I want some extra texture. I don't really know, so I just took a piece of cheesecloth, and it was white, and so I wanted to color it. So I put it in my box, and I used some Dilutions spray. Of course, it's clogged. I haven't used it in so long, so it kind of clogged up. So this was like a purple spray. It's really beautiful. And then I decided to use a pink spray. That one's almost gone because I made some flowers with it. But these Dilution sprays are very pigmented and very, very dark and just gorgeous. I thought I wanted to use some green, but then I was like, oh, well, why don't I add some shimmer to it? So that's just a little mini Heidi Swapp Color Shine in the color Peacock. It's like a teal blue. It's clogged too, so I just go ahead and clean the sprout first. So it adds a little bit of shimmer. You can't really see it, but I do end up kind of blocking the whole piece of cheesecloth anyway. This was the first time I actually used cheesecloth on a layout. So there's the finished product. It's all dry now. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it, but I know I'm going to put the picture on top of it. So I just go ahead and play with it a little bit. Put my photo down and scrunch it up in the back. And I think that looks nice there. That little frame that says love is from Jen Hadfield. I didn't really use a lot of embellishments. I just decided that I was going to make kind of like a wreath around the photo, and so I used these Paige Evans Horizon leaves all around it, so to make it kind of look like they were appearing from nature, because they had these cute little my sister and her baby were wearing these cute little wreaths that she made for the photo shoot. I mean, my niece is not wearing one, but you know, my sister is. So I thought it was really cute to kind of make like a wreath around the photo. And they were the perfect color scheme. The leaves were in like a forest green, a light green, a purple, a periwinkle. I mean, the color scheme was just perfect, and it had pops of lime green in there to make it look really, you know, natural. So I just go ahead and glue them down, and I don't really have a thought process. If I like how it looks, I just keep going until it looks good. You know, I didn't want to make the leaves and the twigs go all one way. I kind of want it to be very random, so I'm just sticking some foam under there, under that little frame. And I just go ahead and glue all of these little pieces down. Just random pieces. I'm very, sometimes when I get into a layout, sometimes I don't know when to stop, especially if I kind of want to use up something too. I'm glad that I was able to use up the rest of this ephemera pack on this layout, because I wasn't going to use these twigs in anything that I knew of. But they look so perfect on this layout, so I'm glad I was able to use them all up. And so just randomly placing it down. The glue that I'm using is just regular Scotch tacky glue, and then I put it in my fine line bottle. A fine line bottle is, you know, it just has that little needle sprout in it. You're able to squeeze as much as you need, because what I find in scrapbooking, less is more, especially with adhesive, because you don't want your embellishments to warp, and you don't want too much glue sprouting out. So less is more, especially when you have some good glue like this. It has worked well for me, and nothing has fallen off the page, especially when you had gesso in the back. You kind of want to use an adhesive, because your embellishments and all the pretty things you put on your page might fall off. So even stickers, so I tend to just kind of glue everything down. And my wreath is complete, and then I go ahead and apply the really cute flowers. See, they're nice and small, they don't take away from the photo. I just do a couple here and there, make a little bit of embellishment clusters. I wanted a little dimension on the top flower, so I added some sticky foam, and then I use zots, or they're called zots, but they're just like little really, really strong adhesive glue dots. And if I could, I would use them a lot, but they're kind of expensive, and I mean, a lot comes in a pack, but I like to use them in placing small details like that, you know, especially like on small pieces of foam, because sometimes when I use the glue to glue down the small pieces of foam, it kind of moves around and it kind of loses its stickiness. So then I like to use those zots there, those little glue dots. And then I'm just randomly placing the flowers where I think it's best. And on this layout I wanted more leaves than flowers. Usually I do the opposite, but on this layout I felt that more foliage would be prettier and match the theme better. So what I'm doing is I'm just placing some stickers from the Paige Evans, I believe it's Horizon Collection too, but these are cardstock stickers, and then I place them on a piece of cardstock, and then I create like kind of like my own embellishments. Sometimes I really don't know what I'm going to use, so I just place a whole bunch on a piece of cardstock, and then I just fussy cut them out, and then I place them on the photo and on a spot. If I don't like it, I'm easy to remove it. That way it has no adhesive, so it doesn't stick anywhere, so I'm not obligated to stick them there if I don't like it. So that little sticker was really cute. It was dark purple and it says you and me, or I think it says just the two of us. Yes, just the two of us. And yeah, so this is their last photo session together, which is the two of them, because another little baby is going to come into the picture very soon. So I wanted to capture these intimate last moments of my sister and her baby before little baby comes. And I believe that little pink sticker says, I love you. So I'm just thinking, do I need any more? Am I satisfied? And I decided that I wanted to add a title, so I thought a one-word title, Blessed, was perfect for the theme and for the photo. And yeah, these are foam thickers, I think. I'm not sure what collection it's from, but it's foam with gold. So, yeah, just gonna remove the backing and place it down. Again, even though it's a pretty sticky sticker, I still add some glue because I do have gesso on the background, so I want to make sure that it stays. So I just place it beneath the photo, and I believe I also saw a really cute gold foam heart on that sticker sheet, so I go ahead and take that foam heart and I pop it down. And we're all done. So here's a close-up view of the completed layout. You can see the gold foiling detail of the Biggie Boot Creative Effects, and then you can see the watercolor rings that I made and the spray, all of the layers. And yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video, and some close-up still shots are coming up. And thanks for watching.